What's up, ladies and gents? Biscuits and biscuits. Biscuits? Biscuits and bit. I don't know. I guess it's an English thing. I don't know. Whatever. Slappy here with ETM540 Clubhouse. Ready to rock and roll back in the shop. Ready to get back on this freaking thing. And I know it doesn't entirely look like things have been progressing a lot, but if you're following the build, you'll know that we've gotten quite a bit done. And now that we have a lot of this stuff hard mounted, now that we got the tank sealed, now we can get to the fun stuff because we know what we have to work around. We don't have to put things into position or modify anything. We know that this is all in place. And now we just need to get the cables and the wires and the hoses to go and make it to where it needs to go to where it can run. You get it. You know what I'm saying. So today, that's kind of the task, is to run some cables and wires, get some stuff positioned, maybe contemplate putting a disc brake on. We'll see. But in the meantime, we just got to cap that all off. So you're going to join me as we make magic happen. Oh, yeah, and we also got to decide on whether or not we're going to do twist throttle roll. Oh, twist whether or not we're going to do twist throttle or go back to the old traditional thumb throttle. What do you think we should do?
Thumb throttle.
He's all about the thumb throttle. I think so too. I'm with that. I think that would be the way to go. But I don't know if we have enough handlebar. I don't know. We'll play around with it, see what happens. So at this point, I'm going to shut the up. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm sorry. We actually ended up getting a wiring kit off of Amazon. And it is basically a Chinese motor universal kit with key start and all that stuff. But this is going to get us all the wiring that we are lacking within the system to where we can get it jamming. So this is going to be part of the process. Throttle brake part of the process. We're just going to shut the and get to work. That's right. All right, first things last, we got to get this thing out of the way. Whoop. And put it on our 1959 Nash workbench. And then take a good gander at what we're working against here. So far, everything seems to be pretty good. And I think, now that I can look under and see, oh, we got plenty of room to run wires if we need to down there. So that can go. And the biggest thing that I am struggling with is this son of a biscuit. So we gotta dig deeper into that. Okay, so a lot of the struggle we're having for this brake setup is right in here. And these mechanisms are not exactly like the easiest to work on. So the big thing I think I want to do to see if we can do the disc brake conversion upgrade, whatever, is take this panel off right here, this little cover, see if we can actually adapt a disc to anything that's in here, and then see if we can put a disc brake caliper over here. And if we can't, then we don't. We rebuild what we got. And if we can, then freaking awesome. So we're going to take this piece off and then see what we can do. Gosh dang, I hand tightened these on last time. I must be a freaking superhero. I didn't even tighten these with a ratchet or anything. Just total stud. Total stud! Ow! And I just bashed my freaking finger. Let's see what we're working against. Oh! That one did not want to come off. Oh, yeah. That's such a satisfying sound, especially when it's something that hasn't been off in years. Uno mas. Uno mas bolto. Allen screw. Oh! And yeah, no. I am not diving down that rabbit hole. not gonna, nope, we'll have to do that later. Upgrade stuff. Because the drum does work, and I just need to make some adjustments. The only problem that I was having with this is that with this little back plate that we have on there, it was, preventing me from being able to get my hand in to make the adjustment to the springs, to do all that stuff. So I'm just going to take the top portion of this off because I like how this looks and it's riveted on and I don't have rivets to put back in it. So I'm just going to take that top portion off to where I can get my hand in, wrenches in. We'll make all our adjustments that we need to get the brakes to work, hook up the cable, and then hopefully call that process good. So yeah, let's get to freaking cutting some aluminum. Well, we got to drill it out, but yeah. Let's do this. Yeah, I'm sure some of you are wondering why I didn't cut a line or snap a line or draw a line. Because I didn't want to. That was just more fun. Yeah. Ooh, actually, I'm going to clean up this bottom part too. I'll be right back. Okay, so now what I'm seeing here is that in this lever, there's close to zero adjustment. You can see that like this thing will not spring back. It is really tough to move. So I need to get in there and clean up and dial in whatever's happening to where this will have some good movement. So when we put this cable back on, we will have no issues with this being able to engage all that. So that's going to be that. I will take it off, kind of show you guys a little bit more of that, but we don't need to really film the whole process. So yeah, that's the next step.
6.5 hours later.
Well, it took all these tools to get those 5 pieces off. And it's no wonder they're not working so well. It's just pretty gunked up. A lot of corrosion and whatnot from years of sitting. So we're basically going to take some WD-40 and a bunch of other stuff to get all this stuff greased up. And then hopefully it'll be good to go. And then we just need to find our brake pieces for that cable. Grease up the cable quite a bit with some Tri-Flow, some grease. And then hopefully we can hook it up and see them break. Hopefully we can see the back brakes work. There we go. See, was that so hard? Was that so difficult to get out? I mean, come on. God, the sunlight just really accentuates that spit. Oh my God. I should know better from the other time that I've done that. God dang. That makes me feel bad for when I'm talking to people. Like, don't get close to my face if I'm talking to you. All right, so grease, clean, call good. All right, I'm going to get fancy with the old drip pan because we're about to get crazy on this stuff with a little brake clean action. And yeah. Hopefully this will help. And literally nothing is dropping out. I don't know if that's a good or a bad sign. Oh, it's because it's all going to the back. We're going to need to clean that up quite a bit, but that's all right. We might as well put our parts in there too, because they can get a little shower before we take them to the wire wheel. Perfect. That's called white trash recycling. Oh God, I'm glad I had my glasses on. And And we are about to go through a whole can of this stuff, which I'm also okay with. And don't be like me, kids. You should wear gloves while you do this. Let's soak up the lake of brake cleaner we put back there. And let's go clean some parts. Well, before we hit the wire wheel, let's just utilize what we got with our old toothbrush. Oh yeah, that one's cleaning up nice. Yeah, hopefully we won't have to wire wheel this one. It's got a nice finish on it. Getting it all over my skin and breathing it in. You would think after all these years I would learn my lesson, but oh dang, that thing's feeling pretty good. We may be good with just the old brake cleaner. Well, maybe not. Gotta do at least the bolt, which is fine. And maybe this. Ooh, although it feels like there is some rubber to that, so I better get that out right away because that's expanding. It's either rubber or it's like fabric. Oh, it's interesting. I've never seen one of these index pieces before, so if you guys specifically know why they did that, let me know. Oh, hey! Good old J-Rag. What do you know? All right. Move on to the next little cleaning area. Shiny. All right, so some of you may be wondering why I was cleaning up like this spring on the wire wheel, and I was actually just taking a wire brush and getting in between the grooves, and ow, I just freaking poked the hell out of myself. You would think I would learn my lesson and put gloves on. But anyways, with friction comes poor performance. So this was like gunked up with gummy like type stuff. It just felt like it was old grease that had turned to rubber basically. And so with poor friction, or with friction comes poor performance. So if you have this thing that is supposed to be helping this piece retract filled with a bunch of basically like rubber and gum, it's going to be slower to retract itself back. When it's nice and loose like this, and you have grease in between there, and you got everything you need as far as, you know, just it's not rubbing up on itself with rubber, and basically like if you take two pieces of sandpaper and rub them up against each other, then it's going to work out better. And so I wanted to clean everything as much as I possibly can, so that way when we piece it all back together, after we grease it up some more, then hopefully it'll work out better. And I'm going to use, actually, I have Marvel mystery oil. I'm going to use some of that to shoot into the actual shaft that actuates the pads. And then probably hit some of the areas with the wire brush a little bit too, some more. And I don't know, just try and get as much of the old crap out. So that way when we go to piece it back together, hopefully everything will function well. And I'm going to use this also within our cable, and hopefully that will help our cable system. And because I'm OCD, I see how dirty this is, and now I'm going to wipe it off. Because that's just how I roll, even though it's a tool, and it's meant to be greasy and dirty, but I can't freaking stop cleaning and organizing things, because it's what I do. Don't judge me. God. Precision. Don't forget to wipe off your wire brush. Damn it. think I'd learned my lesson. Ooh, so we got a break in the line right there. So I'm actually gonna shoot some oil right in that sucker as well. Oh, that actually made a huge difference. That's pretty funny. All right. Cool. All right, so going along the talks of friction, I just took the whole brake line out, by the way, but going by these are supposed to take away from all the dirt and whatnot getting into your cable. But this alone is already creating issues for what we're doing. And we're not looking to go through freaking mud bogs in this thing. Or are we? And I figured since it's already broken from the years of corrosion and whatnot, I'm going to leave just the rubber pieces on that protect the ends of the cable itself. But I'm just going to clip this off. And then we're going to run some more oil through this. And then hopefully we have enough slack within our cable to where when we go to put it on the lever, it'll fit right on. So let's see what happens. Harry's just over there jacking off.
What are you doing?
Wait,
You're jacking off too.
wait. You know, no, he's literally working on a jack. Show him the jack. Yeah, that's a jack. Get your minds out of the gutter, seriously. All right, so we got officially all the parts that we need. Actually, I was hoping that I would have something that would work, and we do, so I didn't have to rob anything. Let me just double check. Come on now. Come on now. I thought I had it. Yep, there it is. So with that, now we can start piecing these brakes back together, and hopefully everything will function. It should. So let's make this happen. It's quite a bit. Not a ton, but enough to where it's like you got to definitely do one piece at a time. Otherwise, it's really easy to screw up. So let's see if we can square this away and move on. Well, that's inconvenient. Whew. All right, well, this is turning into a brakes episode, but that's okay. I'm going over here. But Harry's back in here helping me out. And we had to do some slight modification stuff, but it's fine. But we pretty much have back brakes now. So we're going to show you what we got and how it functions. And then we'll probably have to kill it for today. But we have some progression. We need brakes. So you got to have it. So I'm really stoked that this is kind of working out. But yeah, let me show you. All right, well, we got them to work, but they're not working as good as I think they can. So I am probably going to have to dig deeper into that again. But go ahead and pull on the lever there, hairball. So they're functioning, but the only problem is that when he pulls and lets go of it, it's not retracting all the way. So we just need to get some more spring out of some of that. I think there's some stuff that's still probably gunked up, but we'll get it figured out. And that took a long freaking time, like a long time. So I kind of, I mean, it has to be done. So it's not like as if it's wasted time. It needed to be done. It needs more work. I'm a little like kind of, how would you put it? Defeated, just a little defeated. I'm glad we got some stuff done, but my freaking fingers hurt and my wrist from having my hand shoved up the butthole of an ATC70. And I'm ready to freaking call it. And we're going to just keep on messing with it during the week. Because we have some other things we want to put on. And Harry's going to come back with me probably during the week. Because we want to get the throttle on. We want to get the air cleaner on. We want to still do the electrics. So we're going to do what we can. See what happens. So we're going to call it good for the day.
One eternity later.
All right, I lied. We've been here for about another 3.5 hours doing things. And it just had nothing to do with what we were specifically working on this episode. And some contemplating of future plans, but some other things that need to be buttoned up and figured out. So Harry ended up doing this. Check this out. So we finally straightened up our pegs, and Harry put those back on as well as the skid plate, but he tightened up, straightened out, and put some speed holes in our shifter because that was all jacked up too. So that looks freaking rad. So we literally have been here for like 3.5 hours just doing little piddly stuff that needs to be done. And we didn't film a single bit of it because it was kind of just, well, it wasn't the brakes. Let's just say that. And it went smoother than the brakes. And it actually functioned and worked and felt like progress. Because I don't like leaving without feeling like we progressed. So now we're going to go home and come back during the week and start doing some of the other things. We got the brakes working to where it's decent. Not good, but decent. So, but we're going to come back during the week, start doing some other things, plumbing, blah, 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 wires. You know what I mean? We'll see you then.
3 days later.
All right, 3 days later, we're back to it. Last we left off, we got a lot of random piddly stuff done, which was nice because our attempt at getting the brakes to work almost completely failed. No, you're supposed to say failed. Completely?
Yeah, failed.
Completely?
Failed.
Completely?
Failed.
Perfect. But we were able to get some stuff done, and now we're going to try and attempt to make some other things function and work. And I know one of the big things that Harry wants to do is...
The air filter.
The
air filter.
Perfect. Okay, good enough. And then we want to put the wiring harness on and probably call it good after that, because some of the other stuff that we want to do electronically has to do with putting in a key switch, getting the headlight turned on or wired in, you know what I mean. And then what was the other thing? The gas lines. Thanks for that. So we want to do the gas lines, but we'll do those in another episode as we're fine-tuning some of the other things. So at least if we can get the wiring harness on and the air filter on, those will be two good things that'll feel good about finishing, right? All right. Hey, he nodded his head. That's all we need. Perfect. All right. Let's do this. Okay, what'd you read? What did it say?
The best air filter on Earth. This is right there.
Do you believe in that statement?
Yeah, no.
No?
No.
I don't know. Uni's pretty badass. So we do have a uni filter. This thing's cool. We love it. We're stoked to have it on. But we're going to remove some of these panels in this gas tank, and then we'll put that sucker on there. Like this. All right, well, that looks badass. If there's ever something that should be new on this, it should be that air filter. So we're pretty pumped on that. And Harry put the old sticker on. I was kind of anti-put stickers, but he insisted it goes on there, so we had to do it. So we got a nice little spot right in the skid plate in between the motor right there. And it looks freaking good. But now I'm going to show you guys what we got electronics-wise. I know I've shown you the pack before, but I want to show you what came in the pack. And the cool thing, and actually he doesn't know this yet, that electronics pack costs about $25. That's it. Like $25. You're just astonished, aren't you? That's the most amazing thing you've ever heard in your life, isn't it?
No, not at all.
Why not? Come on. It's a good price. So anyways, this is everything that comes in it. So there is an ignition coil, the electronics pack, the resistors, the kill switch, a key switch, your wiring harness, some zip ties, a diagram, and the old spark plug. So, yeah. And look at that. It's even an HSPLD. Perfect. But that's pretty freaking rad. $25. Pretty stoked. So, yeah, I don't know exactly what pieces are going to go on, but some of them are going to go on, some are not. But for now, we're going to hook up what we know we need. And then as we're going through to modify this little thing to make the headlights work, then we'll start talking about key switches and all that good stuff. And yeah, at least for now, we can get some things going. So let's freaking... All right, well, the interesting thing about this whole setup is that, you know, with the wiring diagram, it's very convenient and nice that they give it to you, but you need almost a magnifying glass to see what's up. But it's at least they put something in there. But for this, in this case, don't really need it because it's pretty simple. A lot of the wires are already color coded and whatnot, so we're just gonna get right into this freaking thing. All right, well, these are trash, so sniff. We're just gonna go for it and put some new ones on. And in order to do that, these have got to be able to match. So, snip. Yay, electrical work. We'll make it happen though, either way. As long as we got enough of everything, we're good, which looks like we do. And we will just run some new connectors and snap them into place. So I'm not going to bore you with this part. I guess it's a good sign when they're a pain in the ass to put in. Okay, well, there's those. All right, so here you got the old spark plug out, and let's see if we can check it out here. A little blurry. Way blurry. There we go. Yeah, not too shabby. Yeah, looks pretty good. Spare parts. Perfect. We're just gonna tuck all this stuff in here for now. And we're not gonna lock anything completely down yet because we still need to finalize our brake system and all that good stuff. But we did bring the spark plug wire to the other side. So that can just pop on. And then our coil wires. We'll go to the coil wires on the harness. And then we have a kill switch, which I think if we're going to put it anywhere, it'll be over here. What are you thinking?
Right.
Yeah.
Right next to it, but like straight up and down.
Yeah. And then the kill switch is right there. And then all that's left now is the ignition, which is over on the workbench. But the ignition just pops right into that one. I don't know if we're going to run that one yet or not. So if we don't, we'll just splice these wires and then it'll just be constant on. And then the kill switch will be the one that we use if we want to
Turn it off.
Turn it off when it's on constantly. But I think we're going to try and do the kill switch or the ignition switch later. So, yeah. All right, well, it feels good to have it all hooked up. We're not going to finalize the locations of this yet because of the fact that obviously we still have to make sure that it fits with the tank and we still have throttle cables to run and all that good stuff. And, you know, for now, it's good to see that it's all there, basically, and everything that we need is there. And I think we are going to end up using that key start. I do want to try and get it to fit inside the light housing to where it'll be nice and snug. And then, yeah, other than that, it's just good to see more stuff go on. And we'll just get more into it this coming up weekend. And we'll figure all the rest of this out. So it's progress still. Kind of defeated a little. The brakes gave us some struggle. The wiring didn't so much give us a struggle. It's just that we can't really finish it all the way. But it's in, it's there, it makes sense. And it's all part of the process. I really want to make some major leaps and bounds. And these are, but they're just the small things that you have to go through when building stuff. I mean, we haven't built one of these with a 125 in it yet. This is our first run. But gosh dang, if anything, the freaking air filter. I'm over, what? We're not working on the dartboard. It's over here. But that air filter looks damn good. That's probably the one thing, and the sticker, honestly. I wasn't a fan of the sticker at first, but now I really am, because those are the two things that probably look the best in this entire episode. So, Harry, good job. You saved the episode. So, yeah, as usual, thank you guys so much for all the support coming back for this little freaking beast of a thing, whatever it is. And we'll see you in the next one. Make sure you like and subscribe, comment, tell your friends, tell your mom, tell your abuelita. Make sure they all subscribe. Get them on board. We'll see you in the next episode. Go put your scooter away and then